Today we are going to start our unit 3. Uh, the unit 3, unit 4 and unit 5, they all are from statistics. So here means in these units we will study about the statistical techniques, how to fit a curve, how to calculate measure of central tendency, how to calculate skewness, kurtosis, what is moment generating function, probability distribution, statistical test. So all these we have to study in these 3 units. So in this syllabus you have 5 units. The first and second units are from the partial differential equations, and the unit third, fourth and fifth, they are from the statistics. So this is the first part of statistics, unit 3. And in this particular unit of statistics, we have to study the curve fitting, the measure of central tendency. These means the mean, mode, median, skewness, kurtosis, correlation, next regression. So these topics we have to cover in this unit. So I am going to start with curve fitting, the first topic of unit 3, that is curve fitting. So what is curve fitting? Curve fitting means suppose you are given a set of values of independent variable and dependent variable, like this. So you have given this x values, the independent variables, the values of independent variable and the values of dependent variable, the corresponding value of function. So y is dependent variable, x is independent variable. So whenever x is 0, y is 1. Whenever x is 1, y is 1.8. When x is 2, the y means function, means dependent variable is 3.3. When x is 3, dependent variable is 4.5. And when x is 4, the dependent variable means y, or we can say the function of x, that is 6.3. So what we have to do in this topic, we have to fit a curve to this data. So means if you observe that for 0 the functional value is 1, for 1 the functional value of 1.8, and for 2 the functional value is 3.3. So what is this y in terms of x? These are numerical values only, means for x it is giving 1. The function value for means whenever we substitute x is equal to 0 in the dependent variable or in the function fx, we are getting 1. And whenever we are substituting 1, we are getting 1.8. So for these values we are getting function value like this. So what is that function? Means what is y in terms of x? What is the value of y in terms of x for which we are getting these values? x की ये वैल्यू हम सब्स्टिट्यूट करें, हमें y की ये वैल्यू मिले, तो ऐसा कौन सा फंक्शन है? Because we are not given with the function, we are given with numerical values only. So whatever the y is, it gives us these values whenever we substitute the x values in the function. So suppose if the values of x are 1, 2, 3, and the corresponding value of y are for 1 it is 1, for 2 it is suppose 4, and for 3 it is suppose 9. So by observing these values, you can guess that what is y, because for 1 it is 1, for 2 it is 4, and for 3 it is 9. So that means y is equal to x square, because the y values are the square of the x values. For 1 it is 1, for 2 it is 4, for 3 it is 9. So these kind of data we can predict that what is the mathematical function which gives us these values. But for these value you cannot predict the function. It is not sine function, it is not cos x function, it is not logarithm function, it is not exponential function. So by observing these values we cannot guess the function, that what is that y, what is function of x. So for these type of problems we have to fit a curve or function. So we have to get one approximate function, means not exactly, means we cannot predict the exact function using these values, but what we are doing in this topic, we are predicting one functions. that will give us these values. For 0 it will give us 1, for 1 it will give us 1.8. so after some steps, after some process, we are getting this function y is equal to 0.72 plus 1.33x. so for these values of x, we are getting these values of y. So whenever we substitute 0, what we will get 0.72, it is not 1. We are getting 1. When we substitute 1, it is 0.72 plus 1.33. It is some around 2 point something, 2.5, I guess. So, but it is not 2.5. So what we are doing, this is the approximate curve. That means exactly we don't know what is y, but this will give the approximate values of y. Means whenever you substitute 0, it will give you the value near 1. Whenever you substitute 1 in this function, you will get near 1.8. Whenever you substitute 2 in this function, you will get near about 3.3. so this is the approximation, the prediction of the function, because otherwise we don't have any option to get the function, because we are given with only numerical values. So we cannot guess the, because this is very typical function, so we cannot guess the exact function. So in that case, the only option which is left is to guess the function. So we have to, in this topic curve fitting, that means we have to get one approximate function which satisfies these set of values. Okay, in this topic, what we will do, we will find out one approximate function. That means a relation between independent variable and dependent variable, which approximately means satisfies these values, these set of values. Clear? So this is our objective in this topic. When function is unknown, when we don't know what is y, only we have some values of y corresponding to some values of x. So in the absence of function, what we have to do, we have to find out one approximate function which satisfies this set of values. So this is our topic, the curve fitting. So we are fitting one curve to the given set. So the same is written here. The curve fitting is a general problem to find the equation of an approximate curve. Remember, this is approximate curve. This is not exact curve. Exact curve means if this is exact curve, that means whenever we substitute 0 for x, it must give us 1. Whenever we substitute 1 in this function, it must give us 1.8. So for all these values, if we are getting these values exactly, then this is exact curve. Otherwise, if we are getting some errors, means we are getting the values nearby these values, not exactly this. So this is the approximation of the curve. So curve fitting is a general problem to find the equation of approximate curve fitting to the given data. Data is the x values and the y values, which the set of values which is given with us. So suppose we are given a set, this xi yi, I is equal to 1 to n. So x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, xn yn. So suppose we are given n values of x and corresponding values of function y. Clear? We are given n values of x and corresponding value of the y, means n values of y, of n pairs of values where x is independent variable and y is dependent variable. Then by curve fitting, we mean to find a functional relation of the form y is equal to fx. So that is our objective. If the function is unknown, we don't know that which function y is what function which gives us the values of y corresponding to given x. So if that function is unknown, so what we do, we find out one approximate curve. This is the functional relation between the independent variable and the dependent variable suggested by the given data. So using the given values of x and the corresponding value of y, using these values, we will get one curve, one functional relation between, one mathematical relation between independent variable and dependent variable. So this is the objective in curve fitting. So for that, we have one method only in this syllabus, the method of least squares. So this is the method which will provide us this function y is equal to approx. And remember, that would be a completely approximate curve. Means you cannot claim that this is the exact relation. So this would be an approximate curve. So this is the method of least square. This method provides a unique set of values to the constant and suggests a curve of best fit to the given data. So by the examples, you will easily understand what we have to do in this topic. So suppose the one set of values we are given with, and we have to fit a straight line y is equal to a plus bx. So whenever the question means the examiner asks the question from this topic, you will be given one set of values of x and y, and you will be given the question means which type of function you have to fit. So suppose he asked that fit a straight line like this. What is straight line? Y is equal to a plus bx, where a and b are constants. So we have to fit this relation to the given data set. Given data set means you have x values, you have corresponding y values. Using these values, we have to fit this relation between y and x. So in that, what we have to do, we have to find out the values of a and b, where a and b are constant. Means the examiner will give you the set of x y values and the question which type of curve you have to fit using this. Means in the given set of data in given the. So the question means whenever these the fit a straight line to the following data regarding x as the independent variable. So we have to keep x as independent variable, and we have to fit a straight line to the following data. Y is dependent variable, x is independent. We have to fit one straight line. That means y is equal to a plus bx. So this relation we have to fit in this data. So the question is, what is a and what is b? So these constant we have to identify. So what is the process? The process is whose values means this is the process only. So this is your question. Fit a straight line. If you have been asked that fit a straight line. So this is your question. This is your answer actually. Y is equal to a plus bx, where you have to find out the values of a and b. So where a and b are constant, whose values are to be determined. To determine a and b, we solve two equations called normal equation as follows. So for straight lines, we have to find out the constant values a and b, and for which we have to solve these two normal equations. These are called normal equation. First normal equation, second normal equation, known as normal equation. So so because we have to find out the values of a and b, so for that we need to solve these two equations, which are called normal equations. And what is this? This is summation y is equal to n a plus b summation x. Summation xy is equal to a summation x plus b summation x square. And how to get a and b? Because you have the x values, you have y values. So from these values, you know what is summation y. Summation y is the sum of all values of y. What is summation x? Sum of all values of x. What is summation x dot y? It is, you have to find out one column, the x into y. This is x, this is y. So this into this value, this into this value, this into this value. So corresponding multiplications. So x1 into y1, x2 into y2, x3 into y3, you will get another column of xy. And when we add all the products here, all this, when we will find the sum of these values, we will get summation of x dot y. Summation x, we already have this summation of x values. Next, summation of x squares. So for that, we need to calculate one another column, that is x square. So we have x values, we can calculate the x square, x1 square, x2 square, x3 square. So calculating the squares of each value of x, then find out the sum of these values, we will get x square, summation x square. So after adding all these values of squares of x, we will get summation x square. So these are constant. Now they are numerical values here. Means these are two normal equation. This is numerical value. 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 And what is n? N is the total number of values in the data set. Means suppose like in this question we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values of x and 5 values of y. So we are given with 5 set of values. So n is the total, n is the number of data points. So we have to count that how many values for x are given. So that is our n. So now n is numerical. So these all yellow values are numerical. Only things which are left is a and b. So by substituting the numerical values here, these are two linear equation in a and b, in two unknowns, what is a and b. Okay, these are two linear equations where a and b are unknowns. Means we have to solve these two linear equations for a and b, and you know how to solve this. These are two numerical linear equations. So simply sub like this: 2a plus 5b is equal to 10 minus a plus 10b is equal to 6, suppose. So by elimination or by substitution, by using any of the methods you already know, you can solve these two linear equation for a and b, and from where we will get a and b. Now we will substitute a and b values here in this equation, we will get our answer. So this is the process, and the very simple question will be asked. So to get AB from these two normal equation, first we need to find out summation y, summation x, summation xy, summation x square from the given data. So using the given data, we will find out these summations. We will substitute these summations here. We will get two linear equations in A and B. We will solve them, those normal equations, those linear equation for A and B, and substitute A and B values here. We will get our answer. This is our answer. Here n is the number of data points. So this is the process. Now question is that how to get these two normal equation. So we have a process, systematic process to get the normal equation from this curve. These equations will vary according to the question. Means for a straight line we have these two normal equation. For another curve, like in this this is parabola or second degree polynomial, for this we have these three normal equations. We have another curve also, exponential curve. So for that we have different normal equations like this exponential curve, for which we have different normal equations. So how to get normal equation? uh, I will skip this part, the derivation of how to find out the normal equations. We will discuss this in the last of this topic, how to find out these normal equations. There is very simple process to find out the normal equation. And because in your exam pattern, the external exam pattern means you are asked about the short answer questions, the 2 marks question. So in that 2 mark question, the examiner can ask the normal equation. Means like write the normal equation in case of a straight line, like write the normal equation in case of parabola or second degree polynomial or in exponential case. So these question these may be asked in exam. So you have to remember the normal equations. So for now, I assume that you remember these normal equation. Uh, don't worry about that how to get these normal equation. We will discuss this, that what is the process to get the normal equation for any curve. We will discuss this just after doing some questions. So for now, you assume or you consider that these are two normal equations. So here we have two arbitrary constants. So two normal equation would be there. In this next case, we have three arbitrary constant ABC. So in this case, we would have three normal equations. So for now you remember or you consider that these are two normal equations. So if you have been asked the straight to fit a straight line to the given set, then you have to find out this curve where you have to find out the value of a and b, and for which you have to solve normal equation, these two normal equations, not other. Only these two normal equations you have to solve, for which you have to find out summations of x, summation of y, summation of product of x and y, and summation of x square. And after substituting these values, you will get two linear equation in a and b, where we can find out the values of a and b. So now substituting the a and b values here, we will get our answer. Now second, if the question is that fit a parabola or second degree polynomial to the given set, then what we have to do? So this is our answer. A is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. This is second degree polynomial because the power of x goes to 2. The maximum power is 2. So this is second degree polynomial, or we can say a parabola. So this is a parabola you have to fit to the given set. In the first case, you have to fit a straight line. So this, you know that this is this equation of straight line, y is equal to a plus bx. And this is the second degree polynomial, a plus a y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. So for which where we have to find out a, b and c values. So for which we need normal equations, and because we have three arbitrary constants, so we need three normal equations. So this is first is summation y. So we have to operate summation here. Summation y is equal to summation y plus summation bx plus summation c x square. So summation y is summation y, and summation a, because a is constant and you are adding a n times. Because what is n? N is the given set, the number of data points. So this is n. Suppose we are given with 10 values or 11 values or 20 values. So that is n. So na, and that b is constant. So b is b summation x, and again c plus summation x square. So this is first equation. You have to operate summation here. Then you have to operate summation x in this equation. So summation xy, a summation x, b summation x square, because we are applying summation x. So x is already there. So summation x into x is summation x square, and this is x square. So summation x into x square is summation x cube. So summation x cube. Similarly, next we have to operate summation x square to this equation. So summation x square y plus a summation x square plus b summation x cube plus c summation x4. So this is the third normal equation. So we have these three normal equation, and here what we have to do, the same, the summation, we have to find out the summations. So using the given data, we will find summation y, summation x, summation x square, summation xy, summation x, summation x square, summation x cube, summation x square y, summation x square, summation x cube, summation x to the power 4. This we can easily get from the given data. For suppose for summation x cube, how to find out summation x cube? Because we have x values, so we will cube the values, the given values of x. Suppose x1, this is x1, so cube of 0, the cube of 1, the cube of 2, the cube of 3, cube of 4. So in this way we will get one column of x cube, and if we add all the cube values, then we will get summation x cube. Similarly, x dot y means first we have to find out x dot y. So this into this, this into this, this into this, this into this, this into this. So summation x. Similarly, x square dot y. So first we need to calculate x square. So 0 square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. We will get one column x square. Then y multiply that column x square to this y values. So x square dot y, x square dot y, x square dot y, x square dot y, x square dot y. So in this way we will get this summation. So so all the summation we have to find out. Then what is n? The total number of data points. So in this way we will get three linear equations in ABC, and you know how to solve linear equations. So we will solve these three linear equations to get the values of a, b and c, and that values will be substituted in this equation to get our final answer. So this is the simple process. Clear? In the straight line case, the normal equations are, first we apply summation here. So summation y is equal to summation a plus b summation x, and summation a is n times a because a is constant. So if we apply summation of A values, and summation will contain the terms n terms, because this is for every y. So we have n values of y. So summation of y1, y2, y3, y4 up to yn. Similarly, this is constant, and if we apply summation here n times, so a plus a plus a plus a up to n times. So this is na. B summation x, and next we apply summation x here. So we will get summation xy, a summation x, b summation x square. So this is second normal equation. We will solve this. Now you will it will be more understood by solving this question. The very easy questions are there, means you will get full marks because process is very simple. So what is the question? So this is your question. Fit a straight line to the following data regarding x as the independent variable. So you are given with the set of values of x and the corresponding value of y. So we have x values and corresponding y values. We have to fit a straight line here. Straight line. That means a straight line to the fitted given data is as follows. This is our answer. A y is equal to a plus bx. We have to fit this curve to this data. So y is equal to a plus bx, and for which the normal equations are summation y is equal to na plus b summation n. This m is n, means the total data points. So how many points are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 values are there. So this n is 5. So this is first normal equation, summation y is equal to na plus b summation x. And this is second normal equation, summation xy is equal to a summation x plus b summation x square. Now we have to find out the summations. Okay, what we have to find out? Summations. This summation x square, summation x, summation y, summation xy. So for which we will use the given values, and so this is x values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are y values, corresponding y values 1, 1.8, 3.3, 4.5, 6.3. This is already given in the question. Now how many summations are to be find out? We have to, there are 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is summation x, this is summation. These are similar. So 4 summation we have to find out. So this is summation x, means adding all the values of x. So 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. Summation x is 10. Similarly, summation of y, so 1 plus 1.8 plus 3.3 plus 4.5 plus 6.3 is 16.9. Now summation, we have summation y, we have summation x. Now summation xy in any order. It is not necessary that you have to find out x dot y first, then x square, because we have to use these summations. So we can solve or formulate the columns in any order. We can solve x square first, means before the xy, or we can solve x dot y or x square y, whatever is required. So this is not ordered. So only, so summation of x dot y, that means x into y we have to solve. So x into y means the corresponding multiplication. 0 into 1, 0, 1 into 1.8, 1.8, 2 into 3.3, 6.6, 3 into 4.5, 13.5, 4 into 6.3, 25.2. Now summation means adding all the values. So we will get 47.1. Next x, because we need summation x square, for which we need x square. So calculating x square. So 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16. Now adding all the values, we will get 30. Now we have to substitute this summation in the normal equation. So what we will get, summation y 16.9, 16.9 is equal to ma. M is the number of data points. Like we have used n here, n, so we can use n or m, anything which is it represents the number of data points in the data. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 points are there. So n is 5, a plus this is summation xb. Summation x is 10. So 10b Next, second is summation xy, which is 47.1. Next, summation a summation x, so 10a, and b summation x square means summation x square is 30, so 30b. So these are two linear equation in a and b. Clear? This is first linear equation in a and b. This is second linear equation in a and b. So you know how to solve this. You will apply elimination, or you can use calculator to get the values of a and b. So these are two equations in a and b, two linear equations. So when we so any method you can apply, you can use elimination or substitution, whatever is convenient to you. So when we will solve this these two linear equation, we will get a as 0.72 and b as 1.33. So now we have got our values a and b. This was the objective. So back substitute the value of a and b in the given curve. So our answer was y is equal to a plus bx, the straight line. So a is 0.72 plus b is 1.33x. So this is our straight line, okay, which satisfy the this set of values x and y. Clear? So it will not satisfy this set of values exactly, because this is the approximation only. Means this may be a non-linear curve, exponential curve, sine curve, tan curve, anything. E to the power x into sin x plus log x, something like that. It may be any type of curve, but we are considering this as polynomial. So we are predicting this function. So what is the use? Because the function is unknown, we don't know what is the function, what is the y, what is fx. So we don't have any option. So what we do, we are getting one approximate curve. So what is the application? Application is that suppose you have suppose one river is there, this point to this point. So this is your river. So this is one bank, this is second bank. Clear? And suppose we are moving from here. Suppose at this point the depth of the river is 0. Suppose at this point depth is something. Suppose at this point depth is something. Suppose at this point depth is something, at this point depth is something, and we know, suppose at this point we know the depth, at this point we know the depth, and this point we know the depth, but there are infinite points between these two banks. So if we suppose if we need what is the depth at this point, means if we are moving from one bank to this side, what is at this point, what is the depth of the river? So how to find out this? So this is the approximation. We know that the depth function, which is the independent variable, is x length from one bank, means from this point to, if we are moving on the x-axis from here to here, so we are getting the values of x, and corresponding value is the depth. So depth is here, here what is depth, here what is depth, here what is depth, here what is depth. So we have some values of the depth function with respect to x distance. So if we have to predict, it said that at what it does, suppose at this particular point, what is the approximate depth of the river. So by using that function, first using these points, the given points means where we have given the depth at this point, this point, this point. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 points we are we have been given with depth function, depth values. So using these values we can predict the depth function, means depth is y with respect to x distance. So if we need at any point, suppose here or here or here or here, anywhere from this point to this point, what is depth? So we can approximate, we can get the approximate value of depth from this function. So this is the application. Means when the function is unknown and we know some values of the function, some numerical values of function. So using those numerical values of function, we can predict the value of function at a given point. Clear? Some values, if some values of the functions are given to us, then we can predict the function and as well as the functional value at any particular point. So this is the application. There are 2 points. what is the function which gives us these values, and if we know if we want to calculate that at suppose 0.05 what is the value of y, and suppose at 3.1 what is the value of y. So using this function we can get those values by substituting the x value here. Substituting x as 3.1, we will get the y value, corresponding y value. So this is the application. So I hope you understand. This is very simple logic and simple process to find out the answer. Now second question is, fit a second degree parabola to the following data regarding as x as independent variable. So these are the x values and these are corresponding y values. So now we have to fit the second degree parabola, means this equation to this curve. ठीक है, पिछले वाले क्वेश्चन में हमें क्या था, लास्ट क्वेश्चन में हमें स्ट्रेट लाइन पूछा था, तो हमने a y इक्वल a प्लस बी एक्स सोल्व किया था. इस क्वेश्चन में हमें क्या पूछा है, सेकंड डिग्री पैराबोला. एंड सेकंड डिग्री पैराबोला क्या होता है, सेकंड डिग्री पॉलिनोमियल और पैराबोला. दिस इज a प्लस बी एक्स प्लस सी एक्स स्क्वायर. सो वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट नाउ दिस कर्व y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square, and for which we know what are the normal equations. First we apply summation, then summation x, then summation x square to this equation. So we will get three normal equation. Now to get the summations, अब हमें करना क्या है, इन समेशंस की वैल्यू निकालनी है. तो कौन कौन से समेशन हमें चाहिए, समेशन y, समेशन x स्क्वायर, समेशन x क्यूब, समेशन x4. This is x square, already we have summation x square, summation x cube, summation x square, summation x square y, and summation xy. So we need to calculate these seven summations. Summation y, summation x square, x cube, x4, x dot y, x square y. This is same. Summation x is same, summation x square is same, summation x cube is same, summation x square is same. So there are three different summations, seven different summation. What is that? Summation x, summation y, summation x square, summation x cube, summation x4, summation xy, and summation x square y. These seven summations we have to use. So using the given data points, means these values, we can get these summations. So for which this is x values, and what are x values, 0 1 2 3 4. So these 1 2 3 4. Next corresponding y values is the y values are 1 5 10 22 38. So 1 5 10 22 38. Clear? Now what is left to find out these summations. So in any order, means you can find out x cube first, then xy, x square, then x4. So it is as per your convenience. So because we need to calculate summation x square, so x square. So what is x square? 0 square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, because these are x values. So squaring these values, we will get this. Adding all these values, we will get x summation x square. Similarly, x cube. So cube, the three, calculating the 3 power of these values, 0 cube, 1 cube, 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube. We will get these values. Adding all these values, we will get summation. So 100. Next, x to the power 4. So either you calculate fourth power of these values, or 2 powers of x square, because x4, what is x4? X square into x square. So 0 square, 1 square, 4 square, 9 square, 16 square. So we will get these squares of x squares. So x4. Adding all values, we will get this summation. Again, x dot y, because we need to calculate here x dot y, summation xy, for which we need xy. So this is x, this is y. So 0 into 1, 1 into 5, 2 into 10, 3 into 22, 4 into 38. The multiplication of corresponding values of x and y. So in this way, we will get x dot y. And adding all those values, we will get summation xy. Now x squared y. So y, we have this, and next x square is required. So this is x square. So now multiplying these values, 1 into 0, 5 into 1, 10 into 4, 22 into 9, 38 into 16, we will get these values. Now adding all these values, we will get summation x square y 851. Now substitute these summations here in this normal equations. So summation y n is number of data points, so 5 points are given, 0 1 2 3 4, so 5 points are there. Next, summation x b, summation x square c, so summation x square 30. Next, this is summation x dot y, summation x dot y is 243. Next, summation x, b summation x square, c summation x cube is 100. Similarly, x square y is 851. Summation x square, summation x cube b, and summation x to the power 4c, x to the power 4 is 354. So now these are three linear equation in a, b and c. So solving these equation for a, b, c, either use elimination or substitution or matrix method, you will get a values, the values of a, b, and c. Now substitute these a, b, c values in the given curve. Y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. So this is a, this is b, this is c. So this is our answer. Clear? So in the same way, now you have to practice the questions. Very simple process is there and very easy steps are there. So now fit a straight line. So this is our question, y is equal to a plus bx. Now we have to find out a and b, for which we need normal equations. So summation y and summation xy. Now we have to find out the summation y, summation x, summation xy, summation x square. So this is x, 71, 68, 73 to 67, and corresponding value of y is 69, 72 up to 64. So 64. So now what we need, summation x, summation y, next x dot y. So x dot y means 71 into 69, 68 into 72, 73 into 70. So these products, now summation of products. Now x, because we need summation x square, so x square, so 71 is square, 68 is square, 73 is square, 69 is square. So these squares. Next summation. So now substitute these summations here, you will get a and b. So this is a, this is b. So this is our answer. A, y is equal to a plus b x. Again, if F is the pull required to lift a load W by means of by pulley, fit a linear law, F is equal to A minus BW. So F is dependent variable, W is independent variable. So this is almost similar to straight line, because this in a straight line we need to fit A plus BX. So here we in place of plus we have negative, so there is no problem because this is our question. So how to find out the normal equation in case of a straight line? First we apply summation. So summation f is equal to na, because here we have minus, so we will use minus. So b summation x. Next, what is summation x y? So summation wf, because here we have w for x and f for y. So summation wf is equal to a summation x, that means a summation w. And because there we had plus, so we will we had used plus, now we have minus, so we will use minus. So b into summation x square, that means summation w square. So simple procedure there means so this is like y is equal to a minus bx. So similarly we have to replace minus sign, the plus sign in this case. These are two normal equations. So here we have because we have to fit minus sign here. So this is minus, so this is minus, this is minus, and rest is means rest process is very similar. Only we have to replace this plus sign by minus sign. So this is minus, this is minus, this is minus. F is, you treat this f as y and w as x and write the normal equations. Now you need to, so this is x, this is y, now x, xy and x square for a straight line. So this is your data, this is x, these are x values, these are y values. So only variables are, I mean the name of variables have been changed, nothing else. Clear? So this is first normal equation, this is second normal equation. Now you apply elimination or substitution method, you will get a and b values. So this is your answer. F is equal to A is 2.2 minus B, and B is negative. So minus into minus 0.18 plus 0.8. W is equal to, so this is our answer. Now in this case we have to, what we have to do, employ the method of least square to fit a parabola. So in this case we have to fit a parabola. So y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square in the following data. Now data are in the coordinate form. So xy is equal to minus 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2. So x values are minus 1, 0, 0, 1, the first coordinates, minus 1, 0, 0, 1, and y values are these are at the second place. So 2, 0, 1, 2. So 2, 0, 1, 2. Now question is same. So this is your question, means you have to fit a parabola, for which you know what are the normal equation. These are three normal equation in case of parabola, because we have three constant a, b, c. So these are three normal equations. So simply you have to calculate all summations: summation x cube, summation x square, summation x4, summation xy, summation x square y, summation y. So these summations: x square, x cube, x4, xy, x square y. So there you have all the summations. Now substitute these value, you will get these three normal equation. So here you can because these are very simple equation. This is 0 is equal to b, so b is 0. And if we solve these two equations, so here we have a and c. So by applying elimination, you will get a 0.5, c as 1.5. So writing answer y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. So this is your answer. So this was about the first part. Now in the second part we have to fitting of some special types of curves. So in the first case we had to fit straight line or the parabola. Now the exponential curve. So there is nothing special in this case. So these are some special types of curves. So first is fitting an exponential curve of this form: y is equal to a into e to the power bx. Clear? This is our question. Means we have to fit this curve to the given data, where we need to find out what is a and what is b. So this is exponential curve. So directly we cannot use those normal equation, because normal equations are with respect to the curve. Means for a straight line we have different normal equations, for a parabola we have different normal equations. Similarly here also we need different normal equation, and still I have not told you about how to find out normal equation. So we will discuss that in after all the questions, how to find a normal equation. Now for exponential curve, means what we have to do when the examiner asks about the exponential curve, like of this form: y is equal to a into e to the power bx. So next, so earlier we had to fit two curves. One was straight line and second was parabola. Now if this is your question, means we have to fit exponential curve to the given data of this form, then what we have to do, simply you have to convert this exponential curve in terms of straight line. How to do that? What you have to do, you have to convert this exponential curve into a straight line. And how to do that? Very simple process there. You have to take log for this equation. So when we calculate log, and log at base 10, why base 10? Because base 10 will give you the more accuracy in the results. Yeah. Otherwise you can take the e base log also. There is no problem. Either you calculate log base e or log base 10. Both will work. But if you use log base 10, then what is the use? The benefit is that you will get the best values of a and b, small a and small b, the accuracy would be higher. Otherwise there is no difference, only accuracy would be higher in case of base 10 log. Clear? So now apply log, means calculate log of this equation. So log of y is equal to, by applying log properties, this is log a, because this is log of multiplication of two values, a into e to the power bx. So using the multiplication property, it will be log a plus, this is the power, so bx log e. Clear? So now we have to convert this into a straight line. So log y is log y, now log a is log a, and this is x. So x we have separated here, and what is left? B and log e. So b into log e. Now now we have written log y as capital Y, log a as capital A, b into log e as capital B, and this is small x only. Clear? So now this equation, initially our original variables were small x and small y. Now by using these substitutions, log y is equal to capital Y, log a is equal to capital A, and b into log e is equal to capital B. So using these values, we have converted this exponential curve into a straight line. Our original variables were small x and small y, but for this we have the variables small x and capital Y. Small x is independent variable, capital Y is dependent variable. So now this is the straight line, and we know how to fit a straight line. Clear? So what is our objective? Our objective was to fit this curve, exponential curve, to the given data, but we know the process for a straight line or parabola. So we have converted this into a straight line like this using these three substitutions. So using these three substitution, we have converted our exponential curve into a straight line. So what we have to do now, we have to solve this. So means we have to find out capital A and capital B, for which and how to do that? Simply, this is a straight line, and you know how to fit a straight line. To fit a straight line, we need two normal equation. And what are those normal equation? First is summation y. So that is equal to n a, because here we have constant a and b, capital A and capital B. So we will write capital A and capital B. So n into a plus b summation x, and small x is small x. It has not been changed. So some small x is small x, independent variable is small x. Next, what is now second normal equation? It is summation xy. So summation x dot y for this, and a summation x plus b summation x square. So these are two normal equation. Now we will find out the summation capital Y, summation small x, summation x dot y, summation x square. And after substituting these values, we will get two values, two linear equation in capital A and capital B. And when we will solve those normal equations, linear equation in capital A and capital B, we will get the values of capital A and capital B. Now, but our objective was to find out this a small a and small b, and we know the relation between small a and small capital A, small b and capital B. So after solving these normal equation, we will get capital A and capital B. Now we substitute capital A and capital B here. So capital A is log a. So by taking anti-log, we will get a is equal to, small a is equal to 10 to the power a, because this is base 10 log. By taking anti-log, this is 10 to the power a. Similarly, this is b, capital B is equal to b log e. So by taking anti-log, so small b is equal to capital B divided by log e. So in this way, we'll get our original variables, small a and small b, original constants, small a and small b. So when we will substitute these a and b here, small a and small b, we will get our answer. Okay. So what we did, we converted our exponential curve into a straight line. Then we know how to solve any question for a straight line. We know what are the normal equation. After solving these normal equation, we will get capital A and capital B. Now, so using this transformation, again we will get small a and small b, which are our original constants. So we will get our exponential curve. So now from onwards, and for every curve, we will convert our question or our curve into straight line using log properties. means logarithm, we will use logarithm properties, and using those properties we will get either straight line or parabola. So now next question, simply find the curve of the best fit of the type y is equal to a e to the power bx to the following data by the method of least squares. So this the method is same, method of least squares. So these are x values and corresponding y values. Now process is simple. This is we have to fit this curve y is equal to a into e to the power bx. This is exponential curve. Here, this is exponential curve. So first we will apply log property, log base 10. So log y is equal to log 10a, and this is in the power, so bx into log e. So now we have using this these substitutions, we will get our y is equal to a plus bx. Here the means the in this book they have taken capital X, but you can take small x because capital X is equal to small x. So there is no problem. Either you write a small x or capital X. Clear? So this is our straight line. And for this, we know how to find out normal equation. So normal equation is summation y is equal to NA. N is number of data points. So how many points are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 points are there. So 5a plus b summation x. Next summation xy, a summation x, b summation x square. Clear? So either you write a small x or capital X because both are equal. Only the small y has been changed into capital Y, but small x is a small x. There is no change. Clear? So now you have to solve this. So you have to find out these summation, summation y, summation x, summation xy, summation x square. So this is small x or capital X, both are equal. So 1, 5, 7, 9, 12. These are 1, 5, 7, 9, 12, and y 10, 15, 12, 15, 21. So y values are small y 10, 15, 12, 15, 21. Now what we have to do, because we have to find out summation capital Y, and we have been given small y. So first, what is the relation between capital Y and small y? So for summation y, you need to calculate this. Summation y is equal to summation log 10 by. So we have to calculate log of y. Clear? So the capital Y is equal to log 10y. So this is why you apply log of 10. Clearly log of 10 base 10 will be 1. Next, log of 15 base 10 is 1.17. Log of 12 base 10 1.07. Log of 15 1.17. Log of 21 1.322. So this is capital Y. Next, service capital Y and some capital X. Capital X is same 34 because small x and capital X are same. So next, summation x dot y, that means summation small x dot y. So x dot y, so small x is this and capital Y is this. We means you have to calculate the multiplication of small x and capital Y here. This is capital Y, not small y. Capital, this is also capital X, but this capital X is equal to small x, so there is no problem. You can write summation small x into capital Y. So summation small x into capital Y. So we have to multiply. In the previous question we have multiplied these values, these corresponding values, but here the original, the straight line is in the capital Y variable. Capital Y is dependent, so this is independent variable. So 1 into 1, 1. 5 into 1.17 this, 7 into 1.07 this, 9 into 15, sorry, 9 into 1.17, and 12 into 1.32. So these are x dot y. This is summation. Next, x square. So 1 square, 5 square, 7 square, 9 square, 12 square, all some squares. This is summation x square. Yeah. So now what is left? Only substitution. So this is first normal equation using these summations. This is second normal equation using these summations. Now when we solve these two linear equations, we will get capital A, which is equal to 0.02, and so what is this? This is capital A 0.02, and putting for B in 5 means this is, I think, capital B. By mistake, he has written capital A, but this is capital B. You know how to solve this. When you will solve these using either calculator or elimination or substitution, you will get capital A value and capital B value. So capital A is 0.02 and capital B is 0.97. Now the original coefficients or constants were small a and small b. So using this these relations, so small a is equal to, this is the equation, a is equal to log 10a. So a is equal to, small a is equal to anti-log of a, capital A. So this is anti-log of capital A. So anti-log of 0.02. So this is 9.47. And what was small b? Small b is equal to capital B over log E. So small b is equal to capital B over log E, and b is this 0.97 divided by log E. Using calculator you can solve log E. So this is 0.05. So small a is 9.47 and b is 0.05. So this is our curve. Y is equal to a into e to the power bx. So same process is there, only what is the difference? The only difference is we have converted the exponential curve into straight line. Clear? Now the same process. Now this is also an exponential curve, but the type is, now we have a is equal to a into b to the power x. Initially it was a into e to the power x, e to the power bx. Now we have y is equal to a into b to the power x. So this is also exponential curve. So y is equal to b to the power x. Now what we have to do? Apply logarithm to make it in the straight line curve. Clear? We have to convert this into straight line. So using logarithm property, this is log y is equal to, this is log a plus, now x is in the power, so x into log b. Now so this log y is equal to capital Y. So capital Y, this log small a is equal to capital A. So capital A, and this x, the coefficient of x is log b. So log b is capital B. So this is b into x. So again, we have a straight line where capital Y is dependent and small x is independent. So x is x. There is no change in the small x. Only the small y has been changed into capital Y. So this is our straight line. So normal equations, how to write a normal equation? Summation y is equal to na plus b into summation x. Now summation x dot y is equal to a into summation x, b into summation x square. Means what we have to do? First apply summation here, then apply summation x here. We will get two normal equations. So after solving these normal equation, we will get capital A and capital B. And by using these properties, these substitutions, small a is equal to anti-log of a, small b is equal to anti-log of b. So we will get our final answer. The question similar. We have to fit y is equal to a b to the power x. So y is equal to a b to the power x. So log y is equal to log a x log b. So this is equal to a, y is equal to capital A plus x into capital B. So first the normal equation, first normal equation is summation y and a b summation x. So for this we need capital Y. So this is small x, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is small y. These are given values. Now capital Y is, what is capital Y? Log y. So log by base 10, log of y at base 10. So this is y, 1.144. So log of 144 base 10, 2.15. Log of 172 base 10, 2.23. Log of 207 base 10, 2.31. So these are capital Y. So we will get, so we will get summation, the adding all the values, we will get summation capital Y. Similarly, next x dot y. So x dot y is small x into capital Y. That means x into log y. So means this y. So small x is this. So 2 into 2.15, 3 into 2.32, 4 into 2.31, 5 into 2.39, 6 into 2.47. So these are multiplications, corresponding multiplications. Next, summation x square. So x square. So x is x. So 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square. These values are x. So squaring these values, we will get this. So this is summation x square. So now apply these summations here. This is summation x dot y. N is what? Number of data points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 values are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is 5. So these are the simple calculations. So this is first normal equation. This is second normal equation. When we solve this, we will get capital A as log A as 2 and capital B, which is log B, as 0.07. So by taking the anti-log, A is anti-log of 2, which is 100, and B is anti-log of 0.079, that is 1.2. So this is small a, small b. So answer is y is equal to A, that is 100, b to the power x, 1.2 to the power x. Okay. In this question, they have simply used log y. They have not substituted this as capital Y. So you can use this also. There is no difference, only the notification, the notation. We have written this log y as capital Y. Clear? So here they have their normal equations in terms of log A, log B. So after solving this, you will get log A value, log B value. That means capital A and capital B values. So there is no difference. Another curve of exponential type, a y is equal to a x to the power b. Clear? Here also what we have to do, first take log y, log a, this is b into log x. Now we have to convert this log x, because we have to find out one straight line, and straight line is what? It must be in the form of y is equal to a plus bx. Clear? So log, this is log y, so we have to convert this at capital Y. This is log a, so we have to convert this as capital A. This is small log x, but we have to keep the variable here. So variable is log x, so we will keep this as capital X. B is b. Clear? So this is our straight line, because what was the form of straight line? Straight line, y is equal to a plus b x. Clear? So if we compare this, so this log y must be a y type, so capital Y. This is small a, but here we have log a, so log a, we have converted this log a into capital A. Next, this is b, so b is b here, so no problem, b is b here. Constant term, so constant, this is log x, so this is variable term, so the constant is b, so b is there is no problem in b. Like this must be a variable term x, so this is log x, so we have converted this as x. Clear? So log y is y, log a is a, log x is x. So this is our straight line. Now these are normal equation. Capital Y is equal to, now the independent variable is capital X, dependent variable is capital Y. So first how to find out normal equation? First we apply summation here. So summation y is equal to summation a. Summation a is na plus b summation x. Now we will multiply by summation x. So summation xy, a summation x, b summation x square. So these are two normal equations. So when we substitute summations here, summation y, summation x, summation xy, summation xy, these are two linear equation in capital A and small b. So when we solve these two linear equations, we will get capital A and small b. So our original constants were small a and small b. So small b is small b, there is no change. So capital A, we have to convert this into log a. So we have used this transformation. So when we substitute capital A here, we will get small a. So small a is anti-log of capital A, b is b. So after finding these values, we will get our answer. Clear? So this is that curve, y is equal to a x to the power b. And to the following data, and estimate y at x is equal to 12. This is what I told you initially, that what is the application of fitting this curve, because we know that we don't know the curve, that we don't know the function what is y, but we know that whenever we substitute 20 in the y, we will get 22. For 16 we will get 41. For 10 it is 120. So for some values of x, we know the corresponding value of function. But suppose we have to predict that, suppose if these are the given values, so what is the value of function when x is 12, because 12 is not here. So how to find out that? So first we will fit a curve to this data, so that this is our answer. And in this answer, because now we have the function y, the value of function, so we can get any value of y corresponding, means we can get any value of function corresponding any value of x, clearly. So this is the application. Here we have to fit this curve and we have to estimate the functional value at x is equal to 12. So using this function, we can get the value of function corresponding to any of the x. So for x is equal to 12, we will substitute x 12, we will get functional value. Clear? So this is the curve. First we need to convert this into a straight line. So taking logarithm log y is equal to log a plus b log x. Now this is capital X, capital Y, capital A. So what we need, these are two normal equations. So this is x, small y. Next capital X, because we have changed small x also. So log x, this is capital X is log x. So if taking the log of these values, log 20, log 16, log 10, log 11, log 14. So these are log x values, यानी हमारे पास capital X आ गया. Next capital Y is equal to log small y. So log 22, log 41, log 120, log 89, log 56. These are log y values, that means capital Y values. So summation x, summation y means adding all these values. Now what we need, x square, so capital X square. So here, because the independent variable is small capital X, so we will multiply by summation capital X, because the independent variable is x. Clear? So capital X square means this x square, not this. We cannot multiply small x here, because we have to see this line, what is independent variable, what is dependent variable. So capital Y is dependent, capital X is independent. So we have to multiply capital X to get the second normal equation. So in this case, we need capital X. So capital X square, all squares, 2.99 square, 2.77 square, square of 2.3, square of 2.9, 2.398, square of 2.64, these squares. So summation x square. Now x dot y. So this is x, this is y. So the multiplication of corresponding values, 2.9 into 3.0, 2.7 into 3.7, 2.3 into 4.7, 2.3 into 4.4, 2.64 into 4.08. So these are products. These are summation. Now substitute all these summations. So substitute all these summation to these normal equations. So after solving, these are two linear equation in capital A and small b. So when we solve these two normal equation, we will get capital A and small b. So this is capital A. So we need to calculate small a. So log this capital A is equal to log A. So log A is equal to 10.25. So after taking anti-log, we will get small a. Clear? And small b is small b. So there is no change. So now curve is y is equal to a into x to the power b. So this is a and this is b. So now we need to calculate the function value at estimate y at x is equal to 12. So we will substitute 12 for x. So 28 into 12 to the power minus 2.38, we will get y as 77. So here 77. Now again now the fourth type of curve, special curve. So here we have to fit the curve y is equal to ax square plus b by x. Clear? Ax square plus b by x. So this is our curve. So how to find out the normal equations? First we will convert this into straight line. But what you have to do, so I told you there is a rule. There is a rule how to find out normal equations. So here in this case, if this is your curve, then normal equations are summation x square into y, because this is not exponential curve. So for this to get a and b, solve following normal equations. So how to find out normal equation for this curve? first you have to multiply summation x square, then summation 1 by x. Clear? First is with respect to summation x square, second is with respect to summation 1 by x. Summation x square y is equal to a summation x to the power 4 plus summation x square into b by x. So x square by x is summation x, and second we will get by multiplying summation 1 over x here. So summation 1 over x into y, summation y over x, summation 1 over x into a into x square. So this will be a summation x, and again summation 1 by x into b by x, so b by x square. So summation 1 by x square. So in this case we have multiplied by summation x square, then by summation 1 by x to this equation to get the normal equation. How to do this? Just after few questions we will discuss how to find out normal equation in any of the curve. Means in any case, whatever the curve is, how to find out normal equation, we have a process, we have a rule how to find out normal equations. So for now you consider that these are two normal equations if you have to fit this curve. Clear? So after solving these normal equation, we will get small a and small b values. We will substitute small a, small b values here. We will get our answer. Now what we need to calculate here to solve this normal equation? The summation x square y. You have x, you have y. So you can calculate x square dot y. X to the power 4, x, y over x. You have x, you have y. So y over x. Clear? Next summation x and 1 over x square. So you have x, so you can calculate x square, then 1 by x square. So for this we need these summations to be calculated. So this is your questions. Y is equal to ax square plus b by x. So y is equal to, this is the process actually how to find out the normal equation, but we will discuss this in the after solving all the questions. Again you I have given the proofs here how to, in the last, means how to find normal equation for any curve in curve fitting. So straight line के लिए कैसे लानी है आपको, पैराबोला के लिए कैसे मिलती हैं आपको normal equations, इस कर्व के लिए कैसे मिल रही हैं normal equations, इस कर्व के लिए कैसे मिल रही हैं normal equations. So we will discuss in the last. For now you assume that these are normal equations. So this is your case. Okay, this is your question. ठीक है? So ये आपका क्वेश्चन है, y is equal to ax square plus b by x. इस केस में हमने क्या लिखी थी नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस? समीशन x square y is equal to a x to the power 4 plus b summation x, summation y over x, a summation x, b summation 1 by x square. ये वाला जो हमने लिखा था. These are two normal equations. So इसके लिए हमें क्या क्या चाहिए देखें. पहले तो हमें चाहिए, देखिए समेशन x. सो x हमारे पास है, x क्या है 1 2 3 4. सो 1 2 3 4 समेशन x इज 10 टोटल. नेक्स्ट समेशन ये y हमारे पास है, हमें समेशन y नहीं चाहिए, y है हमारे पास -1.5 0.99 3.88 7.66. बट समेशन y कहीं पर भी नहीं चाहिए, इसलिए समेशन y हमने कैलकुलेट नहीं किया. नेक्स्ट हमें चाहिए एक्स स्क्वायर y चाहिए, जिस तो हमारे पास y तो है बट एक्स स्क्वायर नहीं है. सो वी विल कैलकुलेट एक्स स्क्वायर. तो दिस इज x 1 स्क्वायर 2 स्क्वायर 3 स्क्वायर 4 स्क्वायर ऑल स्क्वायर्स. नेक्स्ट हमें एक्स स्क्वायर के समेशन की जरूरत नहीं है, इसलिए हमने वो कैलकुलेट नहीं किया, बट आप लिख भी देंगे तो उससे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. नेक्स्ट अब हमें क्या चाहिए, हमें y एक्स स्क्वायर चाहिए. सो वी हैव एक्स स्क्वायर, वी हैव y. So multiply these two values, -1.15 1, 0.99 into 4, 3.88 into 9, 7.66 into 16. So there, here we have the multiplication y into x square. Clear? Next the summation. Next और क्या चाहिए हमें, x to the power 4 का summation चाहिए. तो x to the power 4 पहले कैलकुलेट कर लीजिए. So either you calculate fourth power of these values or the square of these values, because this is x square. So x square into x square is x to the power 4. So square of these values, 1 square, 4 square, 9 square, 16 square. So this is x to the power 4. This is summation. और क्या क्या चाहिए हमें, देखिए y over x चाहिए. y over x के लिए हमारे पास y तो है, 1 over x नहीं है. सो 1 ओवर एक्स आपको कैलकुलेट करना है, सो 1 ओवर एक्स, सो एक्स आपके पास है, सो 1 ओवर एक्स, 1 ओवर 1, 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, all 1/x. Next, y into 1/x. So y into 1/x means this y into 1/x. So इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करना है, माइनस 1.15 into 1, so minus 1.15, 0.99 into 0.5, so 0.495, 3.88 into 0.33, 7.66 into 0.25, so y over x आपको ऐसे मिल जाएगा। अब क्या क्या बचा है, समीशन x आपके पास ऑलरेडी है, नेक्स्ट समीशन 1/x² और चाहिए, सो x² भी आपके पास है, ये रहा आपके पास x², सो इसको 1 ओवर x² कैलकुलेट करना है, सो 1 ओवर x², सो 1 ओवर 1, 1 ओवर 4, 1 ओवर 9, 1 ओवर 16, दीज आर 1 ओवर x², ठीक है। बाय x² आपने कैलकुलेट कर लिया है, y ओवर x², सो इनके समेशंस को आपको इन इक्वेशन में सब्स्टिट्यूट करना है। तो आपको ए और बी में दो इक्वेशन मिलेंगी, दोनों को सॉल्व कर दीजिए, आपको ए मिल जाएगा, बी मिल जाएगा, आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा। आंसर क्या था, y इज इक्वल टू ax² प्लस b बाय एक्स, सो दिस इज ax² माइनस b बाय एक्स, सो दिस इज माई सॉरी प्लस b था, प्लस b बाय ओवर एक्स, सो दिस इज b की वैल्यू क्योंकि नेगेटिव है, सो b 1/x, b ओवर x था इसलिए b की वैल्यू क्या है, माइनस 2.05 इंटू 1/x। इस केस में भी वही है, ये आपका कर्व है y इज इक्वल टू ax प्लस bx², दिस इज पैराबोला, पैराबोलिक कर्व है। उस केस में क्या था, a प्लस bx प्लस cx², जिसमें a नहीं है। अब दो ही कोफिशिएंट है, एक x की टर्म है, एक x² की, कांस्टेंट टर्म नहीं है, सो इसमें दो ही आर्बिट्रेरी कांस्टेंट है, तो दो नॉर्मल इक्वेशन बनेंगी। कैसे बनेंगी ये मैं बात बताऊंगा। अभी आप अज्यूम कर लीजिए कि इफ दिस इज योर क्वेश्चन y इज इक्वल टू ax प्लस bx², सो पहला क्या बनेगा, समीशन x को अप्लाई करना है आपको, इस पर समीशन x को मल्टीप्लाई करना है, फिर समीशन x² को मल्टीप्लाई करना है, सो यू विल गेट टू लीनियर इक्वेशंस इन a एंड b। आप इनको सॉल्व करोगे, a और b की वैल्यू मिल जाएंगे, वो वापस यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट करोगे, आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा। सो दिस इज योर क्वेश्चन, y इज इक्वल टू ax प्लस bx²। इस केस में मैंने आपको बताया कैसे मिलेंगी नॉर्मल इक्वेशन। एक बार आपको समीशन x का मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा इस इक्वेशन में, और एक बार समीशन x² का मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा इस इक्वेशन में। तो आपके पास ये दो नॉर्मल इक्वेशन होगी। अब देख लीजिए क्या क्या आपको चाहिए। आपको x² चाहिए, x³ चाहिए, x4 चाहिए, और yx चाहिए, xy चाहिए, x²y चाहिए। वही कॉलम्स आप कैलकुलेट, ये आपके x की वैल्यूज हैं, ये y वैल्यूज हैं, ये जो गिवन है, ये x की वैल्यूज हो गई, ये y की वैल्यूज हो गई। आपको अब क्या क्या चाहिए, xy चाहिए, तो x इंटू वाई मीन्स इनका मल्टीप्लिकेशन 1 इंटू 1.8, 2 इंटू 5.5, 3 इंटू 8.9, ये समीशन प्रोडक्ट्स आ गए। नेक्स्ट अब आपको x² चाहिए, तो x का स्क्वायर कर दीजिए x की वैल्यूज के, x³ भी चाहिए तो x के क्यूब कर दीजिए, x4 भी चाहिए तो x का 4 पावर कैलकुलेट कर दीजिए, फिर x²y और चाहिए, सो x²y, x² आपके पास है, y आपके पास है, इन दोनों का भी मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए। सारे समेशंस को कैलकुलेट करके इन दोनों इक्वेशन में जैसे ही रखेंगे, आपको ए और बी की वैल्यू मिलेंगी, और ए और बी को आप इस क्वेश्चन इस आंसर में रख दोगे तो आपका फाइनल आंसर आपको मिल जाएगा। ठीक है। एक और कर्व है x इंटू वाई टू द पावर a इज इक्वल टू बी। अगेन ये क्योंकि पावर में है, मल्टीप्लिकेशन में तो पहले आप क्या करेंगे, लॉग लेंगे, तो लॉग x इज इक्वल टू a लॉग y इज इक्वल टू लॉग b। अब आप इसको स्ट्रेट लाइन से कंपेयर कर दीजिए, क्योंकि y डिपेंडेंट है तो आप y को कैलकुलेट करोगे, सो लॉग y की वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगी इस इक्वेशन से, 1 ओवर a लॉग b, ये वाला इस साइड जाएगा, सो माइनस 1 ओवर a लॉग x। अब इसको स्ट्रेट लाइन से आप कंपेयर कीजिए, तो ये लॉग y तो कैपिटल Y हो गया, और ये टोटल एक कांस्टेंट है, क्योंकि b भी कांस्टेंट है, a भी कांस्टेंट है, तो ये क्या होगा, एक अनदर कांस्टेंट a के इक्वल हो गया, और माइनस ये x वेरिएबल हमें चाहिए, तो माइनस 1 ओवर a को हम कैपिटल B लिख देते हैं, और लॉग x को हम कैपिटल X लिख देते हैं, सो b इंटू कैपिटल X। सो दिस इज अवर स्ट्रेट लाइन, जहाँ पर y डिपेंडेंट है, कैपिटल X इंडिपेंडेंट है। सो ये स्ट्रेट लाइन है। स्ट्रेट लाइन के केस में वी नो दैट व्हाट आर दी नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस। सो पहले एक समेशन ऑपरेट कर देंगे इस पर, नेक्स्ट समेशन x ऑपरेट कर देंगे। इसके लिए अब हम देख लेते हैं क्या क्या समेशन चाहिए। तो ये सारे समेशंस कैलकुलेट करके जब यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट कर देंगे तो हमें कैपिटल A कैपिटल B की वैल्यू मिल जाएंगी। और कैपिटल A क्या है, कैपिटल A इज दिस 1 ओवर A log B। सो इससे, और कैपिटल B क्या है, कैपिटल B इज माइनस 1 ओवर A। ठीक है। सो कैपिटल B हमें यहाँ से मिल रहा है, कैपिटल B हम यहाँ रखेंगे तो हमें क्या मिल जाएगा, स्मॉल a। फिर स्मॉल ए को यहाँ रख देंगे। सो हमें क्योंकि स्मॉल बी चाहिए था तो स्मॉल बी की वैल्यू क्या होगी, एंटी लॉग ऑफ ए। सो ए हमें यहाँ से मिल गया और कैपिटल ए हमें इसको सॉल्व करके मिला है, दोनों का मल्टीप्लाई। सो बी इज इक्वल टू एंटी लॉग ऑफ माइनस ए बाय बी, क्योंकि ए की वैल्यू क्या है -1/b। ठीक है। सो इस तरह से आपको एक कैसे मिलेगा, -1/b। यहाँ से आपको क्या मिलेंगे, कैपिटल ए एंड कैपिटल बी। कैपिटल बी को यहाँ रखोगे तो आपको स्मॉल ए मिल जाएगा, और एंटी लॉग ऑफ -a/b यहाँ पर सब्स्टिट्यूट करोगे कैपिटल ए कैपिटल बी, तो हमें क्या मिल जाएगा, स्मॉल बी। वापस यहाँ रख देंगे, ये हमें आंसर मिल जाएगा। इसका भी एक क्वेश्चन किया गया है, तो आप कर सकते हैं, ट्राई करना, नहीं आए तो पूछ लेना। इसमें हमें b हमारा डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है और p इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है। इसी टाइप का कर्व है, x इंटू वाई टू द पावर a इज इक्वल टू b। सो x इज p एंड y इज v। सो x इंटू वाई टू द पावर a इज इक्वल टू b। ठीक है। तो पहले तो इसको आप लॉग से सॉल्व करिए, वही log y इज इक्वल टू 1/a log b माइनस 1/a log x। सो अब ये y इज इक्वल टू a प्लस बी एक्स फॉर्म में बन जाएगा। यहाँ पर आपको ये सारे कैलकुलेट करने हैं। तो नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस क्या होंगे, एक बार समेशन ऑपरेट करते हैं और एक बार समेशन एक्स वाई स्ट्रेट लाइन के केस में, क्योंकि ये स्ट्रेट लाइन बन रही है। स्ट्रेट लाइन के केस में हम क्या करते हैं, एक बार समेशन ऑपरेट करते हैं, एक बार समेशन एक्स वाई। तो ये आपकी 6 कैसे आया, क्योंकि नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट्स कितने हैं, 1 2 3 4 5 6 से बी समेशन। अब क्या क्या चाहिए वो देख लीजिए। सो कैपिटल वाई क्या है, लॉग वी। सो लॉग वी, सो दिस इज वी। सो इन सब के लॉग कैलकुलेट कर लीजिए, बेस 10 पर सारे लॉग आ गए, ये हमें समेशन y मिल गया। फिर हमें क्या चाहिए, समेशन x चाहिए। x इज व्हाट, x इज log p। सो p हमारे पास है, इन सब के लॉग कैलकुलेट कर लीजिए तो हमें x मिल जाएगा, तो समेशन x मिल गया। अब हमें क्या चाहिए, समेशन xy। सो xy कैसे मिलेगा, दोनों का प्रोडक्ट करके इनके मल्टीप्लिकेशन, करस्पॉन्डिंग मल्टीप्लिकेशन से हमें xy मिल गया। फिर एक्स स्क्वायर चाहिए, तो कैपिटल x की वैल्यूज जो हैं उनके स्क्वायर कर दीजिए, सारे समेशन कैलकुलेट करके यहाँ सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दीजिए, आपको क्या मिलेगा, कैपिटल ए एंड कैपिटल बी। कैपिटल ए मिल गया और कैपिटल बी मिल गया। तो वापस ए इज इक्वल टू क्या था, -1/b, तो इससे आपको स्मॉल ए मिल जाएगा। और बी की वैल्यू क्या थी, एंटी लॉग ऑफ माइनस कैपिटल ए बाय कैपिटल बी। तो कैपिटल ए बाय कैपिटल बी। सो इस तरह से आपको स्मॉल बी की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी। तो ये आपका रिलेशन आ जाएगा। ठीक है। इस केस में हमारा डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल क्या है, कैपिटल वाई, इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल कैपिटल एक्स। सो हम कैसे, स्ट्रेट लाइन के केस में क्या मिलता है हमें, नॉर्मल इक्वेशन, एक बार समेशन ऑपरेट करते हैं, एक बार समेशन इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल यानी समेशन एक्स। तो इनको ऑपरेट करके हमें दो नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस मिलेंगे। अब देखिए कि कैसे फाइंड आउट करनी है आपको नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस किसी भी ये जो हम यूज कर रहे थे अभी तक सारे इक्वेशंस में। तो अभी तक तो हमने डायरेक्ट लिख दी थी नहीं कि फॉर स्ट्रेट लाइन दीज आर 2 नॉर्मल इक्वेशन, फॉर पैराबोला दीज आर 3 नॉर्मल इक्वेशन, फॉर एक्सपोनेंशियल कर्व दीज आर नॉर्मल इक्वेशन। लेकिन वो मिली कैसे नॉर्मल इक्वेशन, उसका ये पूरा डेरिवेशन है। तो देखिए हम कर क्या रहे हैं। हमारे पास क्वेश्चन क्या है, हमारे पास x की कुछ वैल्यूज हैं, y की कुछ वैल्यूज है, ठीक है। x1 सपोज, x2 xn, एंड वैल्यूज ऑफ x एंड करस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू ऑफ y, y1 y2 yn। तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं, इस कर्व को, इस डेटा पॉइंट्स को इस कर्व के थ्रू रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। हम स्ट्रेट लाइन अभी सॉल्व कर रहे हैं। तो y इज इक्वल टू a प्लस बी एक्स। तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि क्योंकि वी डोंट नो अबाउट द फंक्शन कि y की वैल्यू क्या है इन टर्म्स ऑफ x, जो हमें x1 पर y1 दे रहा है, x2 पर y2 दे रहा है, xn पर yn दे रहा है। तो हम इस कर्व को अज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि सपोज दिस कर्व इज y इज इक्वल टू a प्लस बी एक्स, जहाँ पर हम अगर हम x1 को x1 रखें, x की जगह हम यहाँ x1 रखेंगे तो हमें क्या मिलेगा, y1, x की जगह x2 रखेंगे तो y2। लेकिन आपने आंसर में देखा था, मैंने आपको बोला था, जैसे फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में हमने किया था, इसमें तो ये हमारा कर्व था। तो आपको अगर आप ये बोल रहे हो कि हमने इस डेटा पॉइंट पर ये कर्व फिट किया है, तो यानी हमें x की वैल्यू जैसे ही सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे, मतलब 0 रखेंगे तो 1 मिलना चाहिए, 1 मिलेगा तो 1.8 मिलना चाहिए। बट आपको एग्जैक्टली वो नहीं मिल रहा है, कुछ अप्रोक्सीमेशन मिल रहा है। जब x को 0 रखोगे 0.72 था, लेकिन y की एक्चुअल वैल्यू तो 1 थी। ऐसे ही आप y को 1 रखोगे, x को 1 रखोगे तो ये क्या होगा, 0.72 प्लस 1.33, यानी ये हो गया 2.5 समथिंग। सो लेकिन ये तो 1.8 है, तो डिफरेंस है। तो डिफरेंस वो एरर है क्योंकि हमने अप्रोक्सीमेट किया है कर्व। दिस इज नॉट एग्जैक्ट कर्व, दिस इज अप्रोक्सीमेशन ओनली। सो दिस विल गिव यू आंसर विथ एरर। तो सो डेरिवेशन देखिए आप, तो हमने क्या किया, इस डेटा पॉइंट को इस कर्व पर फिट कर दिया। दैट मीन्स जैसे ही हम x1 रखेंगे वी विल गेट y1, फॉर x2 वी विल गेट y2, फॉर x3 वी विल गेट y3। लेकिन एग्जैक्ट और अप्रोक्सीमेशन में डिफरेंस है। एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू तो y1 है, बट जैसे ही हम x1 यहाँ रखेंगे, इसको सॉल्व करके हमें y1 नहीं मिलेगा, y1 के आसपास कोई वैल्यू मिलेगी। तो यानी a प्लस बी एक्स आई इज नॉट इक्वल टू वी आई वाई आई, बट इनमें कोई डिफरेंस होगा, ये y1 नहीं मिलेगा हमें, x1 जैसे ही सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे तो सॉल्व करके हमें y1 नहीं मिलेगा, y1 के अराउंड कोई वैल्यू मिलेगी। तो उस एरर को हम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, दिस एरर इज EI। सपोज फर्स्ट पॉइंट के लिए एरर है E1, मींस जैसे ही x1 रखा आपने तो ये आपकी लेफ्ट हैंड साइड इज एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू एंड राइट हैंड साइड इज अप्रोक्सीमेट वैल्यू। सो इन दोनों को डिफरेंस हमने कैलकुलेट कर दिया। सो yi माइनस a माइनस b xi फॉर ऑल i 1 to n, मींस x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3। तो जितनी भी एरर थी उन सबको हम EI से रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। E1 इज एरर बिटवीन the exact value of y at x1 point and the approximate value of y at x1. Clear? E1 is the difference between the exact value and approximate value of y at x1. So that is error 1. इसी तरह से जितने पॉइंट्स हैं सब पॉइंट्स के लिए हमारे पास एरर मिलेंगे, तो हमारे पास टोटल n एरर्स होंगी क्योंकि n पॉइंट्स हैं। So next we are calculating square of errors. So whole square would be there, this term square. Now we are calculating one sum because this is the error in first coordinate, फिर for second we have E2, थर्ड के लिए क्या होगा E3, फिर नेक्स्ट x4 के लिए क्या होगा E4। तो सारी एरर्स को हमने ऐड कर दिया। दिस विल बी द टोटल एरर इन दी अप्रोक्सीमेशन। जो हम प्रोसेस कर रहे हैं इसमें टोटल एरर कितनी हो गई, यही होगी ना, सारी एरर्स को हमने ऐड कर दिया। So as is the sum of errors, so it is summation I is equal to 1 to n EI square. Now why we are making the square, क्योंकि कुछ में वैल्यूज जब हम x1 सब्स्टिट्यूट करोगे तो y1 से या तो कम वैल्यू मिलेगी या y1 से ज्यादा मिलेगी। सेम x2 को जब सब्स्टिट्यूट करोगे तो या तो y2 के कम मिलेगी या y2 से ज्यादा मिलेगी। तो अगर हम सारी एरर्स को ऐड करेंगे सपोज विदाउट स्क्वायर, तो कुछ नेगेटिव एरर आएंगी, कुछ पॉजिटिव एरर आ जाएंगी। जब उनको ऐड करेंगे तो वो नेगेटिव समेशन मिलके तो हमें वो जीरो भी दे सकते हैं, जबकि जीरो कब मिलेगा, जब वो एग्जैक्ट कर्व होगा। बिकॉज क्योंकि कुछ एरर नेगेटिव होगी, कुछ एरर पॉजिटिव होगी, सारी को हम अगर ऐड करेंगे तो वो नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव मिलके हमें कम एरर देंगे, जबकि एग्जैक्ट एरर तो ज्यादा होगी। तो इसलिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं, स्क्वायर कर रहे हैं। हम क्या कर रहे हैं, एरर्स के साइन को इग्नोर कर रहे हैं बाय मेकिंग दी स्क्वायर। सो नेगेटिव है तो भी वो एक सपोज एरर आ रही है -2 और एक सपोज 3 एरर आ रही है, तो दोनों का एडिशन कितना हुआ, 3 - 2 1, जबकि एरर कितनी है माइनस, क्योंकि -2 अगर स्केल पर देखो रियल, एक -2 एक 3 है, तो एरर दोनों का सम बहुत, एक 0 से डिफरेंस 3 तक है, एक 0 से -2 तक का डिफरेंस है। तो टोटल एरर तो 5 पॉइंट्स की होगी ना, 0 से -2 एंड 0 से 3। सो हमने क्या किया, -2 का स्क्वायर कर दिया तो हमें क्या मिला 4, और 3 का स्क्वायर किया तो हमें 9, तो 9 + 4। इस तरह से हमें एरर एग्जैक्ट मिलेगी। अदरवाइज क्या होगा, जब आप एल्जेब्रिक सम करोगे, कुछ नेगेटिव एरर्स हैं, कुछ पॉजिटिव एरर्स हैं, तो उनका सम कम हो जाएगा, तो एरर्स कम होगी, जबकि एरर तो ज्यादा है। तो हमने क्या किया, इसलिए उसका स्क्वायर कैलकुलेट कर रहा है। सो दिस इज स्क्वायर ऑफ एरर्स। now we are adding all the errors. So s is the sum of errors, means sum of squares of errors. So summation EI square, I varies from 1 to n. So now substituting the value of EI, so EI is yi minus a minus bxi whole square summation. Now this is one function, s is one function, and you know what is the necessary condition for a function, because now what is our objective, our objective is to fit this curve, means this curve, to the given point in such a way that total error is 0। because हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम एक अप्रोक्सीमेट कर्व निकाल रहे हैं, तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं, वो अप्रोक्सीमेट कर्व इस तरह से निकाल रहे हैं कि ये एग्जैक्टली हमें ये डेटा पॉइंट्स दे दे, मींस x1 पर हमें y1 दे दे, x2 पर y2 दे दे, xn पर yn दे दिए। लेकिन ऐसा तो एग्जैक्ट एक्चुअली होगा तो नहीं, कुछ एरर होगी, तो हम उस एरर को कम से कम अगर कर देंगे तो हम वी विल गेट द एग्जैक्ट कर्व। तो आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू मेक दिस एरर मिनिमम। क्लियर? अगर ये एरर मिनिमाइज हो जाएगी तो यानी हमारा कर्व हमें बेस्ट मिल जाएगा, बेस्ट कर्व। द एग्जैक्ट कर्व के आसपास मिल जाएगा. सो आवर ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू minimize this error. So s is one function of x. So you know how to minimize one function. What is the necessary condition for a function to be maximum or minimum? अगर आपने मैक्सिमम मिनिमम लास्ट सेमेस्टर में पढ़ा था या फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर में, तो आपने ये चेक किया होगा कि आप किसी भी फंक्शन की मैक्सिमम मिनिमम वैल्यू कैसे निकालते हो. दीज आर स्टेशनरी पॉइंट्स जिन पर फंक्शन या मिनिमम होता है या मैक्सिमम होता है. हम क्या करते थे, उस फंक्शन को ए और बी एक्स के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफरेंशिएट करते थे. अगर कोई फंक्शन एफ है, उसकी मैक्सिमम मिनिमम वैल्यू कैसे निकालते थे? पहले तो हम वो पॉइंट्स निकालते थे, सैडल पॉइंट, स्टेशनरी पॉइंट, डेल एफ ओवर डेल एक्स इज इक्वल टू 0. जब भी इनको सॉल्व करके हमें जितने भी पॉइंट्स मिलते थे एक्स के, उन पर फंक्शन या तो मैक्सिमम होता है या मिनिमम होता है. उसके लिए हम सेकेंड ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव कैलकुलेट करते थे. बट नेसेसरी कंडीशन फॉर अ फंक्शन टू बी मैक्सिमम और मिनिमम तो यही था ना, दैट डेरिवेटिव ऑफ फंक्शन मस्ट बी 0. वो डेरिवेटिव जिन जिन पॉइंट्स पर 0 होगा, उन्हीं पर हमें मैक्सिमम या मिनिमम मिलेगा. So we are applying same concept here. Now s is a function of sum of error function. Variables क्या हैं? yi and xi. ये तो क्या है, constant है ना. ये yx नहीं है, xi is x1 x2 xn, yi y1 y2 yn. तो these are numerical values. So ये तो आपकी numerical values हो गई. a and b आपके unknown है, अभी तक आपको a और b नहीं मिला है. That means these are your variables. ये unknown है. So this is function in unknown in variables a and b. So we know that this will give maximum or minimum where del s over del a is 0 or del s over del b is 0. If, the maximum or minimum of a function of two variables, if you remember, del f over del x is 0, del f over del y is 0. After solving these equations, we get the points xy where we can say the function would be maximum or minimum. So same concept we are applying here to minimize this function as the derivative, the first order derivative, del s over del a is 0 and del s over del b is 0, because here we have two unknowns a and b. So whenever for those values for which we will get these derivatives 0, this will provide you the maximum or minimum value. And what is our objective? We have to minimize this error function. So for minimizing or maximizing, we get the solutions here, the points where the function will be minimum or maximum. So solving these two equations, so del s over del a is 0. So we have to differentiate it with respect to a. So this we have to differentiate with respect to a and is equal to 0. So differentiate this with respect to a. So because the yi xi are constant with respect to a, so first, because this is power, so first it will be for power differentiation, so 2. Next it is the next power is 1 because 2 is here and 2 is 2 minus 1, so yi minus a bxi to the power plus 1. Now the differentiation of the component, so yi is constant 0. We are making the differentiation with respect to a, so 0 minus 1 minus 0, this is again constant with respect to a, so minus 1 is there, so minus 1 is equal to 0. Now this is constant, 2 minus 1 is equal to 0, so this can be eliminated, means we can divide by minus 2 here, so we will get this equation. Now applying summation in the bracket, so first is summation yi minus summation a minus summation b xi. Now so summation yi is equal to these we have to keep this these terms on the right hand side, so summation, this will be positive, so summation a and summation bxi. Now summation bi is equal to this, we are adding a n times 1 to n and a is constant, so a plus a up to n times, so what we will get, na. Similarly this b is constant, so we can take this out of this summation. Now summation xi. So this is the first normal equation. So summation yi is, we are writing this as summation y and a b summation x. So if you remember, this was the first normal equation for a straight line, y is equal to a plus bx. What was the first normal equation? Summation y is equal to, we apply summation y here, summation y is equal to na plus b summation x. Clear? For and now second derivative, del s over del b is equal to 0. So we have to differentiate s with respect to b. Now, so this was the s. So first power differentiation, so 2, next 1, so yi minus a bxi to the power 1. Next the differentiation of this part, so we have to differentiate with respect to b, so this is 0, this is 0, and this is with respect to b is minus xi, so minus xi. So because this is constant, so we can divide by 2, so this is minus 2, we can divide by minus 2, so this is xi into is equal to 0. Now multiply the summation xi to the bracket, so this is summation xi into yi, next xi into a, and xi into bxi. So what we will get, xi b yi axi, or b into xi into xi is x square. Now applying the summation xi yi minus summation axi minus summation bxi. Now calculating summation xi by I is equal to, this is negative, when we bring this on the right hand side, so this is positive, so summation axi summation bxi square. So this is second normal equation. Now we are writing this in general form, so summation xy is equal to, because this a is constant with respect to n, so a is a summation x, and this is b summation x square. This is second normal equation. So this is the process. In every case we have to repeat this concept. This is parabola equation, second order equation. First we calculate points, means yi is equal to a plus bxi plus c summation plus b xi square. What is the error? Error is this minus this, so yi minus something. Now calculating the s function, which is summation of squares, so summation of squares of errors, so this bracket whole square. Again this function is minimized when at the point where derivatives, first order derivatives are 0. So here we have three unknowns a, b, c. So we have three first order derivatives at del s over del a is equal to 0, del s over del b is equal to 0, del s over del c is equal to 0. So first we have to differentiate with respect to a, so we will get this equation. Solving this, you will get first normal equation. Similarly for second, we have to differentiate with respect to b, we have to differentiate s with respect to b, so we will get this normal equation. Means after simplifying we'll get this simple. Similarly for third, del s over del c is equal to 0, we will get third normal equation. So same process is there. Now this was our question in this was our type. So first we need to calculate yi is equal to axi square plus bxi, means simply add suffix everywhere. Yi is equal to axi square plus bxi. What is error? Yi minus this. So what is error? Error is difference between exact and approximate value. So this is exact value and this is approximate value. क्योंकि हमें xi, जैसे हम x1 जैसे डब रख रहे हैं, तो हमें y1 तो नहीं मिल रहा है, हमें y1 के आसपास कोई वैल्यू मिल रही है. तो जो भी वो सोल्व होकर न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू मिल रही है, that is our approximate value at x1. That is our approximate value of function at the point x1. And y1 हमें given है कि y1 कितना है, वो तो हमें डेटा पॉइंट्स में दिया है. So y1 is exact value, and जब हम x1 को सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहे हैं इधर राइट हैंड साइड में, तो हमें एक अप्रोक्सीमेट वैल्यू मिल रही है ऑफ द फंक्शन एट x1. सो उन दोनों के बीच में जो डिफरेंस होगा वो हमारी एरर होगी. सो yi माइनस द अप्रोक्सीमेट वैल्यू, मींस इसको आपको लेफ्ट हैंड साइड रखना है. दिस इज ai error function. Next s is the summation of squares of error, so summation ei square, so this is square. Again here we have two unknowns a and b, so the function will would be minimized when the first order derivatives are 0. So those आपको solve करना है, एक with respect to a, with respect to b, because we have two unknowns a and b. So del s over del a means आपको एक के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफरेंशिएट करना है, 0 रखना है. जैसे इसको एक के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफरेंशिएट करोगे, पहले तो पावर का होगा 2, फिर इसकी पावर क्या हो जाएगी 1. नेक्स्ट अब अंदर करोगे विद रिस्पेक्ट टू ए, सो इसका 0 हो जाएगा, इसका 0 हो जाएगा. केवल क्या बचाइए, इसका विद रिस्पेक्ट टू ए क्या होगा, माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर. सो माइनस एक्स स्क्वायर. सो 2 तो आप -2 से डिवाइड कर दोगे, यह हो गया एक्स स्क्वायर इंटू समेशन. आप एक्स स्क्वायर को अंदर मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए, फिर समेशन अप्लाई कर दीजिए, और समेशन एक्स स्क्वायर की वैल्यू आपको ये मिल जाएगी. दिस इज योर फर्स्ट नॉर्मल इक्वेशन. सिमिलरली फॉर डेल एस ओवर डेल बी इज इक्वल टू 0, आपको क्या मिलेगा डिफरेंशिएशन बी के रिस्पेक्ट में. पहले तो पावर का हो जाएगा 2 इंटू पावर 1, फिर अंदर का होगा तो ये 0, ये बी के रिस्पेक्ट में हो जाएगा -1 ओवर एक्स आई. सो -1 ओवर एक्स आई. अब आप
समेशन ऑपरेट कर दीजिए, तो समेशन y ओवर x की वैल्यू हमें ये मिली। सो इस केस में हमें ये दोनों नॉर्मल इक्वेशन मिल रही है। ऐसे ये थर्ड है कर्व टाइप। तो किसी भी कर्व के लिए आपको अगर नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस निकालनी है, वैसे तो आपको क्वेश्चन इनमें से ही आ जाएगा, मैंने काफी सारे कर्व आपको बताए हैं, तो अगर आप याद कर सकते हैं याद रखिए, अदरवाइज ये प्रोसेस याद रखिए किसी भी कर्व के लिए हाउ टू फाइंड आउट नॉर्मल इक्वेशन। आपको क्या करना है, पहले एरर फंक्शन बनाना है, फिर समेशन ऑफ स्क्वायर्स ऑफ एरर्स बनाना है, फिर उसमें देख लिए कितने अननोन्स हैं, ए बी 2 हैं, 3 है ए बी सी, उसके रिस्पेक्ट में उसको डिफरेंशिएट करिए इज इक्वल टू 0, दोनों से जो इक्वेशन मिलेंगी वो आपकी नॉर्मल इक्वेशन है। ठीक है, सो एक और टाइप है y इक्वल टू ax प्लस bx, को पहले yi आपने निकाला, फिर एरर निकाला तो yi माइनस अप्रोक्सीमेट वैल्यू, फिर सम ऑफ स्क्वायर्स ऑफ एरर्स वो आपको मिल गया, फिर इसमें दो अननोन्स है a एंड b, तो आपने पहले a के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफरेंशिएट करके निकाली और फिर b के रिस्पेक्ट में, तो आपको ये दोनों नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस मिल गए। क्लियर? सो दिस इज वेरी इजी टॉपिक और इससे क्वेश्चन आता ही है एग्जाम में। सो आपको करना है क्या है, सिंपली जो कर्व दिया है वो उसको फिट करना है, जिसमें आपको कुछ समेशंस कैलकुलेट करने हैं, कुछ नहीं केवल कैलकुलेटर है, बहुत इजी क्वेश्चंस होंगे। ये आपको दिया है, जो भी कर्व आपको बोला जाए बस वो कर्व देखिए कौन सा है, स्ट्रेट लाइन है, पैराबोला है या एक्सपोनेंशियल है। तो इस सारे एक्सपोनेंशियल टाइप के कर्व को हम स्ट्रेट लाइन में कन्वर्ट करके ही करते हैं। तो ये एक्सपोनेंशियल है इसलिए पहले हमने इसको लॉग प्रॉपर्टी यूज करके स्ट्रेट लाइन में कन्वर्ट किया, फिर सिंपली आपको समेशंस बस कैलकुलेट करना है। आपको बस ये याद रखना है इस केस में आपका नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस क्या होती हैं, आपको इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल देखना है, डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल देखना है। क्लियर? तो स्ट्रेट लाइन के केस में क्या होता है, एक बार समेशन ऑपरेट करते हैं, फिर एक बार समेशन इनटू इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल का मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं। तो इस केस में कैपिटल एक्स इंडिपेंडेंट है इसलिए समेशन एक्स का मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया इस इक्वेशन में, आपको नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस मिल जाएंगी। सॉल्व करिए, आपके जो भी अननोन्स हैं वो आपकी वैल्यूज दे देंगे, और आफ्टर बैक सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यूज ऑफ कांस्टेंट इनटू द कर्व वी विल गेट अवर फाइनल आंसर। इसमें मैंने हर एक टाइप का एक एक क्वेश्चन किया है, बाकी क्वेश्चंस आपको बुक में मिल जाएंगे, तो आप सारे क्वेश्चन ट्राई करिए, कोई भी डाउट है, कोई भी कंसेप्ट में डाउट है या सॉल्यूशन में कोई डाउट है तो आप डिस्कस कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, सो दिस वाज अबाउट द फर्स्ट टॉपिक, कर्व फिटिंग इन स्टैटिस्टिक्स। दिस इज यूनिट 3, द फर्स्ट टॉपिक, कर्व फिटिंग। So in the next lecture we will discuss about the next topic, correlation.